Hello everyone, welcome to Star Battles. Since we just finished Tametsi, I thought I might as well show you guys another puzzle that I've been playing for the last, I don't know, month or two. I've been playing it on my phone, and I don't actually know a good, like, implementation for the computer. I couldn't find one on Steam. There's a number of kind of okay implementations on the internet, and this is one of them. If you happen to have an Android phone, I can recommend Star Battle Infinity, something like that. But anyway, so let me explain the rules, and this is just a very simple Star Battle. We'll do a harder one later. But the rules are over here. But basically, you have an n by n grid. In this case, we've got the simplest possible puzzle. Well, you could probably make them simpler, but the simplest one offered by this site is a 5 by 5 grid. And yeah, 5 by 5. And the other parameter is number of stars. So there are 5 rows and columns, and also 5 regions. In each row and in each column and in each region, we must place exactly 1 star. Like this. Whoops. Oh, there's no way to. Right click, okay. Right, we must place exactly 1 star, which sounds easy, right? How about this? Oh, that's in the wrong place. How about like that, right? No, those are all in, there we go. So this is no good for a couple of reasons. One, we have 2 in the same region here, so. Yeah, okay, I guess we could do something like that, maybe. There you go. That satisfies all the constraints I told you so far. 1 in each region, 1 in each row, 1 in each column. But additionally, they can't, no 2 stars may be adjacent, even diagonally. That's why these 2 are lighting up red. And so you can choose a larger grid, and you can have a number of stars per column, row, and region be more than 1. I've mostly been doing 9 by 9s with 2 stars, but there are many reasonable things. So this is a puzzle game that you can just like Tametsi, you can always deduce perfectly logically what the answer is. There's no guessing. There's a few things we can determine here. I don't know. This is an easy puzzle, but I assume a lot of you guys have not got any practice with Star Battles, so like maybe take a minute, look at this, see if you can see anything that we can conclude for sure. If you want to do that, you can pause the video, but whether you didn't or you're now unpausing, I will start explaining some things to you. First thing we could note is that if there's there must be 1 star in one of these 2 because it's a region. Therefore, the rest of its column must be empty. There's a few other directions we could go here. We could also note, well, since there's one of these 2, whichever one it is, you can't put any mines here. I'm going to keep calling them mines because of Tametsi. You can't put any stars here. That's one thing we could do, and it's correct. The other thing we could do is observe, well, now this region only has 1 star. 1 space left, and that space must be a star. Nothing adjacent to it can be a star. Furthermore, nothing else in the same row or column can be stars. And now I think we actually do have to make the other deduction I said here about how this can't have any neighbors that have stars. So there. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. There wasn't anything super easy standing out, jumping out to me, but it's these 3 stars in this region, these 3 spaces in this region. Exactly one of them must be a star, which means neither of these 2 can be. Suppose this were a star. Where would we put a star in this region? It would be impossible. So, and the same argument holds here. So none of those are stars. And now this row, we've located the only star. There it is, and we can mark its neighbors. Now this region and this column have to have a star here. We can mark it the rest of its row. Now this region needs to have a star. We can mark the rest of its row. And its column. And the last star goes there, and we say done. Congratulations. Only 624. Obviously I could do this much faster. So let's, how do I change the settings? Over here. Let's do a 6x6 hard, just before we crank up to a larger size. It's still 1 star? Yeah. Well, one of these is a star, so that's not. One of these is a star, so that's not. One of these is a star, so neither of these are. And furthermore, this row is satisfied by just this one region, so none of the rest can have any. Now, though, we have to do something much fancier. There's a couple things we can do here that are not obvious if you have not been, like, practicing star battles. Let's look at the bottom 3 rows of the grid. Observe that in these bottom 3 rows, there must be exactly 3 stars. And furthermore, there are only 3 regions that are present in those bottom 3 rows at all. So 1 star must go into this region, 1 star must go into this region, and 1 star must go into this region. Fair enough. But that means that the star for this region here is in the bottom half. It's one of these 3. So none of these are stars. Okay. And I think there was something similar going on in the top half. No, it's just the same thing, but backwards, I think. Yeah, but if we look at the leftmost 4 rows, we can do something similar, I believe. Or actually simpler, look at the rightmost 2 rows. We have the same thing going on. There must be 2 mines in this, 2 stars in this area. And they must go 1 into this region and 1 into this region, so the rest of this region is not stars. Okay. Also, we now know one of these 2 is a star, so none of its, like, adjacent spaces can have stars. And we can do something similar here now that we've marked this area off a bit. One of these 2 is a star, so that's not. Uh-huh. What am I missing here? We have one of these. We have one of these. Aha. Now we can look at these 3 columns. There must be a star in here, and a star in here, and a star in here. Which means there isn't one here. Okay. That doesn't actually seem to have helped much. No. Yes, now we've got this column done. I'm not sure how long that's been true, but we can say that's where the star is here. And that should break everything open. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Now this region is done. This row is done. Oh, I often miss these little diagonals. This can't be a star because of that one. So this finishes the region and the row. This region's done. There we go. Done. That was harder than I thought for a 6x6. I know it says hard, but I didn't think it was going to be hard. I did a number of these earlier this evening to see if it would be good for a video. And I got through the 6x6s much more quickly than that, I thought. I want like a 9x9 with 2, but there doesn't seem to be an option for that, just because that's what I'm used to. So we'll do a 10x10 with 2, and I'll hope it's about the same. And we'll choose hard. So now, just to be clear, we want exactly 2 stars in each row, region, and column, not 1. So there'll be a total of 20 stars? Yeah. All right, so where can we start? Well, down here is pretty good. Something you think a lot about when solving a star battle is in terms of like 2x2 blocks. Because suppose I put a star somewhere in this block, this 2x2 block of spaces. Then wherever I put it, I can't put one into the other 3. So there can be at most 1 star in this box of 4. Which means there must be a star here in order to finish this region. So we can do that. There's something similar going on over here. You could look at this as 2x2 blocks, like this block and this block. They each can have at most 1 star, and there must be 2 of them in here. So none of them are outside, they're all inside, and therefore there's 1 of these 2 and 1 of these 3. I usually just shortcut that and look at like subsets of blocks. This is a subset of a block, and this is a subset of a block, so there's at most 1 in each. So we can say there's no star here, because then we couldn't fit 1 into this block, which we know we need. And likewise, since there's 1 in one of these 2 there can't be any here or here. Something similar happens here. There's 1 of these 2, so none there. But I don't expect we'll get any easy starts on a hard puzzle. Although actually, we're making good progress. The bottom row is actually great now, because this region needs 2 stars, and only 1 of them can be on the bottom row, because we already have 1 star in that row. The second one must be here. And furthermore, these 2 spaces make up the last star for this region, and therefore for this row. So we can mark all of these away. We can say there can't be a star here, because if there were, we wouldn't be able to fit 2 stars into this region. Okay. Where else can I go? I wish these regions were colored differently. Can I do that? Can I say color regions? Thicker block borders? Oh, that helps. Night mode? Oh, that's better too. I don't care about the timer. I don't know what this is all about. Oh, I can color squares. Okay. Fine. Gray empty cells? No. All right, fine. I'll leave that toolbar up. I think this is going to be a case where I have to find a combination of rows that are restricted in the same way I did on the 6x6 hard, but it's much harder because these regions are just meandering so much, and some of them are vast, right? Like, for example, in these top 4 rows, how many regions have any part of them in those 4 rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can't yet do the trick I did before. We have to find an area where the number of rows and the number of regions that are in part of those rows is the same to apply that technique. Oh, well, okay, sure. We know there's a star here, so there can't be... Hello? How do I... Okay, maybe I don't want the toolbar? How do I make it go away? Ah, no. I see. No. How do I get back to just clicking on shit? I've like somehow inverted the meaning of my mouse buttons. Maybe that's fine actually, because I put down a lot more X's than I do stars, so having X on left click is kind of nice. So there's exactly one in this region, but that doesn't really do anything for me, right? I guess there's also exactly one in this area. That does do something. Look. Exactly one of these four, and exactly one of these four, which I can tell because there must be a mine here, means that... No, it doesn't, does it? Ugh. I thought I could say that this has to be a star, but I can't. My idea was, well, that means there must be one of these three, and therefore one of these, to make up the rest of these two rows, and this would have to be the rest of this region. But that's not the case. There could be two in here and neither of these two. That would be totally possible. Oh, this region. This region is good. Okay, good. This region only has space for two. There must be a star in one of these two and in one of these two, which finishes this column. So we can say the rest of this column is empty. Okay, sure. Does that, like, what does that do for me exactly? I mean, there's at least one in these 6 spaces, right? Because you could only fit one of the stars for this region down here. Which means there's at most one of these 3, but that does not help very much at all. I have no idea how I managed to, like, get these flipped around backward. Okay, whatever. I guess I was just meant to click on this. I don't know why. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can have left click cycle through things, or I can have left click do this and right click do X's, or I can have left click do this and right click do stars. Okay, I see. Well, we'll have it the way it was when I started then. Oh, and this, since there's a star here, there can't be any here, and likewise with this region here. Now we're getting somewhere. This column needs stars here and here in order to fit 2 stars, and this has to be the star for this region. Now this is very good, because in order for the 2 stars not to touch, there can't be one here, so these must be the 2 spaces for the stars. Okay. This column is finished, so nothing here, which means this is the last star for this row and region. Nothing there. Now this region has a star here and a star here. There's nothing here or here because the row is done. And also not here because we have one here and one here. Good. Yeah, we can do a little something with these two columns now. We have 2 stars remaining to place in these 2 columns, and we know one of them goes here, and the other one must go here to finish this region. So there can't be any there. This region, I can't quite restrict anything in it, I don't think. Where to next? I don't see anything that really like stands out as needing to be addressed. Maybe some of the eliminations that I've done have made some row or column combinations that were not before practical. Maybe they've become practical because I've X'd out some areas. Like, how about these bottom 4 rows? How many stars are left to place? 1, 2, 3. Have to go into these 3. That's fine. And the 4th one has to go here, which I knew. Okay, maybe it's simpler to just look at these 2 rows. Yeah, but I can't actually do anything with it. There's 2 stars left. One of them goes here, and the other one goes in this whole big area. But I can't even say which region that falls into. Likewise, I know there are 2 stars in this region, because there's one here and one here. But I can't do anything with that right now. Oh, see, I told you I missed these diagonals. Here we go. This star has a space there. And we get this, and that should help a lot. Well, some. But now this area is down to 2 blocks, whereas before I think it had more than 2 blocks. So we know there's exactly one in this block of 3 and exactly one in this block of 4, which may help. Oh, actually, even stronger. This column has 4 spaces left and 2 stars to distribute. So we know it's exactly one of these 2 and exactly one of these 2, which means this whole area is not stars. One of these 3 is a star, so that's not. In this row, even if we put a star here, there has to be at least 1 star in this region. Oh, well, not this region, these 3 spaces. Which means these 2 can't be stars, because they would, if they were, they would block out this whole region. So now we're getting down to like a checkerboard pattern here, which is not especially useful. But if I could somehow prove there's a star here, that would be very nice, of course, but I can't yet. I'm kind of interested in this space. If I could prove there was no star here, then this region would be looking pretty strong, because there's at most 1 in here and exactly 1 here, so that would actually mean there has to be exactly one here, which would let me finish off this column. But I can't quite prove right now that there's nothing here, because it could be that the last star for this row is here, and then none of these are stars, and then this could still be illegal. It's hard. You would need one here, and one of these two. And I guess therefore here as well. Let's check that real quick. Is it possible for this? By the way, is there an undo button? Is that what this is? Yeah, Control Z works. Okay. Is it possible for this to be a star? It seems very difficult, doesn't it? And so I just want to check it. We would have a bunch of stuff happening. It's not possible. We end up with this region not having enough stars in it. I don't see an obvious way to prove that without just like trying it and showing that it obviously leads to a contradiction. But it's some restriction to do with like it has a big influence on this area, which then has big influences on this area. So I don't know. Anyway, we've proven there's no star here, which is great because now this whole region must have one star here and one star here. Since there's at most one here, there must be exactly one here, which means that the column is finished and we can do this. Now, this column has 5 mines, and so at least one of them must be in this area. Even if we put one up here, there has to be one in this group of 3, which means there's no star there. I might be saying mines instead of stars. I don't know, guys. Okay. And since there's now one in this group 2, the column's finished, nothing there. So the mine for the star for this block must have been there. This row looks exciting, but I don't quite see what to do with it yet. However, these 2 rows are good. We've now proven... Oh, we could have done this a while ago, actually. Maybe that was the right way to get to this not being a star. Is observing that in this row, there are only 2 stars left to place. And we know one of them is here. And we know that one of them is here. So none of them are here. And we can put the last mine for this region here. Now, this little L shape is one you recognize if you play 2x2s much. There can't be one in the middle here, which means there must be one out this way. That finishes this row. And we've also got this column done, this row done, because there has to be one here to finish this region. So there can't be one here, because the row is already done. That's the last, that's both mines in this row. This row is done as well, so we get the column. And this is diagonal to that, so I should click it. This is the region, that's the row. This is the region and the row, I guess. This column's done, so the last star goes there. Now, I want to undo. I want to go see what would happen if I could easily, without just guessing that this square wasn't a star, how easy it would be to prove. Alright. So, there's a number of other puzzles here that I have played a fair bit of, and a few that I'm not any good at, or that I have played very little of. Like, for example, this one. If you're looking for puzzle games, by the way, on like your phone or whatever, I highly recommend Simon Tatham's portable puzzle collection. It's ported to a bazillion platforms. You know, you can play it on, you can download it on desktop, you can play it on the web, you got it on your phone, and it's got good, you know, quality implementations of a number of classic games, classic puzzles, I should say. So I know this game is like, they don't use like the trademarked words for it there. So I know this game is Bridges, but you know, whatever. And so I played that a fair bit. Aquarium, though, is one that I'm rather new to. I just solved 1 or 2 aquarium puzzles before we got started. So the idea, this is an easy, yeah. The idea is, you're supposed to imagine that each of these areas is like an aquarium into which you could pour water, but there's gravity, right? This is the top and this is the bottom, and water flows towards the bottom. So if you want to put water into, say, this space, you must put it in all the spaces below it in the same aquarium. And likewise, if you want to put any here, it must spread to all the spaces to its at the same level as it in that aquarium and below as well. Furthermore, in each row and column, it tells you how many squares in that row or column must have water. That's basically the whole rule. So here's, you know, this one's pretty easy. For example, we can see that if we had water here, well, we'd have to have water all the way here, and that'd be way more than 1. So there, in fact, can't be water here, and it must be that the 1 goes here. And now the water must flow down into the rest of this aquarium, and the 5 is done. For this 2, we can't have water here because that would need 3. Now the 5's done. We must have some here, whether it's here or here, we don't know yet. This 4 can only have 1 more water, and if it were either of these 2, it would have to fill the ones below it. So in fact, it's this one, and that's all. This 2's done as well. This 3 needs water there. The 2 must be those, I guess. Done? Yeah. So let's do a harder one. As I told you, I'm not good at this, but we'll try it. Or anyway, I haven't tried much. Who knows? Maybe I'm a savant. This is immediately imposing. What in the world do I do? Ah, a 9. A 9 is very good, actually, because it means in each region there can be at most 1 missing, because there's only 1 missing in the entire row, right? And so therefore, if there are any that are 2 or more high, all of them except the top are guaranteed to be filled in. And this 8 can't be missing 3, so those must be water as well. And then 1 of these, but we're not sure which yet. Here's another 9. And it's a horizontal 9, which I guess behaves a little bit differently, right? It means any group of 2 or more must all be filled in, because otherwise they'd have to all not be filled in. And now we can carry the water down like that. Oh, this 8, by the way, there's 4. They must be filled in. Ah, and we can't have both of these, because that would be 9. So in fact, this is the last one for the 8. Great progress. Oh, this 8 here must have at least this section filled in, which means this is filled in. And now this 6 is pretty exciting. There can't be water here or here, because that would add 2 more to the column, and we can only add 1. Oh, here's another 9, so that's filled. Can I have like extra thick borders again? Cool. How about this 3? They can't be here because that would be 4. And now, yes, very good. Now we need exactly 3 in this row, and can't be both of these 2s because that would be 4. We need an odd number, and there's only one way to get an odd number, which is here. Now this 5 can't have one here because that would be 6 in the column. Where else can I still go? In this 7 column, there are 4 more, right? Which means we must have an even number of these 1s. Which has to be 2, right? And therefore we have one of these fully filled in, or both of them halfway filled in, but I don't know which. That doesn't seem very immediately useful. Oh, this 7 can only be missing 2 more. So there must be water here. It could be missing both of these, but it's not like we could say, oh, the 2 it's missing are these. Sorry, we could say that. What we can't say is the 2 it's missing are these 2, and there's water here. That's nonsense, right? So in fact, that has to be water. Oh, this 8 has always needed these 3 because we couldn't afford to take all of them away. Are we done with one of these 7s yet? No. They both have 6 now. So we have only one more in each of those, but I don't know which. This 8 is... this 8 and this 9 are important together. Because at least one of... Nope, it's not important. Yes, it is. Nope. Okay, I was thinking at least one of these 2 must have water, which means it must fall down into the 9, finishing it. But that's just nonsense. At least one of them must be non-water. I don't know which. Maybe both. But then the bottoms could be either way, right? These could both be water, or one of them could not be water, and the 9 would still be happy. Oh, this 9. Here we go. The 9's done. Did that help? Ah, this 6, we have to go like that. And now we can only fit one more... No, 2 more in this row. Which could either be one of these 2 or both of these 2. Okay. I assume there are like parity arguments all over the place that I'm not seeing because I'm not experienced enough yet. Maybe this 5 column is good now? Or maybe we can do something with it? I don't think so, though. We can't prove that this is water, and we can't prove that this isn't water. Or vice versa, I don't think. Because the 5 could be completely ignoring this region. Have 2 more here and 1 more here. Or it could be completely within this region, ignoring the other 2. Ah, this... No. If this 7 were horizontal, we could fill this region in, but it's not. Ah, there's a parity argument for this 8, though. We have 5 right now, and we need an even number. And there's only one way to get parity up, which is to fill this in. So now you have either both of these or both of these. Do these two 8s cooperate somehow? Hang on. Oh, this 4, when we filled in the 9, we had to do this as well. Okay. And now this 8 has parity. No. Because a vertical 8, you could fix it like this. Right? You could add one that way. I was thinking you have to add this one, but that's not true. What about this 7? It seems like something funny is going on here. How are we going to get 4 more? We could either get all 3 of these and one of these 2, or we could get this and both of these 2. In either case, we must be getting at least one of these 2 for what that's worth. Is it worth anything? I don't think so. Not right now, anyway. Yeah, this, I mean, like I told you, I spent like the last couple months doing star battles in my spare time. I haven't spent any time doing aquariums. I did like 5 minutes of them earlier tonight. So I'm kind of having to invent this all on the fly. And I might very well just not be able to do a hard 10 by 10 in any reasonable amount of time. But so far it's only been 10 minutes. I don't mind spending some time on it. Does this 8? No. I think... God, is there really nothing I can do with this 8 and 9? They just seem so good. If I could say... Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there is anything I can do with them. Maybe this 8 and this 7, though? Because they coordinate with this 4, right? We need one of these 2. And if it's this one, then we can't have this, right? And we also couldn't have this, so we'd have to have this. So we could have both of these. That's one possibility here. And also this, I guess. Or we could have both of these, and that would be it. Ah, okay, let me just double check that. So one possibility would be to fill this in, which would mean not filling either of these, and not filling this, therefore filling this. Or we could fill both of these. So in either case, this is not water. Okay. It's kind of interesting now that it's either both of these or just this. Can I carry something on over here, maybe? A similar kind of application of some principle that I don't know yet? It's kind of like, I mean, there's a big ripple effect from which of these we choose. because it forces which of these we choose and whether this is on, and therefore whether this is on, and therefore this entire row is all decided by whether this is on or not. Ah! This has been... No, I'm dumb. I miscounted. I thought this 6 was done because we had 5 and therefore it couldn't be both of these, but it still could. Wait a minute. But we need 2 in this area, don't we? Yeah. But I already said that, right? If we have this, then we must have this. Or if we don't have this, then we don't have this, and we have this instead. Sure. I don't want to just guess something and then check whether it leads to a contradiction. It's an unsatisfying way to solve a puzzle. Although it's a good way to make progress if you're stuck, it's not really very, the kind of progress that I want to make, if I can help it. So, this 8, there are 2 missing in this 8 column, right? I'm not sure exactly how useful that is. But, like, for example, it can't be these 2, because then there'd be water here, which is supposed to spill down, but isn't. I don't see what I can do with that, though. I feel like rows are easier to do than columns. I don't know if that's actually accurate. But at a beginner level, it seems plausible. I wonder if we can do, like, okay, we discovered that, like, checking these, choosing whether this is on or not solves the 9, right? But I wonder if we can say, like, one of these 2 in the 9, for example, must be air, in which case all the rest must be water. Or if we can just say, whatever's happening to the rest of the 9, these 2 are definitely both water. Equally, that would also allow us to make progress. So for example, we saw no matter which way we choose here, one of these either this or both of these. Well, this would be very instructive because it would mean the 9 would have nothing here. But if we had both of these, that doesn't really have any strong impact on the 9, I don't think. Oh, you know what? Right, I already said filling this in would have a very strong impact on the 9. Because both of... No. Actually... What impact does that 4 have on the 9? There are 4 places that the 4 could put water that if it did, it would dribble down onto the 9's row, right? Here or here or here. I guess that's 3 places. Okay, well, I'm not experienced enough at Aquarium to solve this one without any guessing, it looks like. So let's just try guessing. What if these are water? What happens? This 7 has to go like that. And I believe we end up needing nothing there, right? Wait a minute. I thought I proved that either one of them or the other, that neither was impossible. Well, I fill these in. That finishes both of these. And we do this. But what if I say don't fill this in? Then it's both of them. Oh, I somehow got confused and thought it was one of these, not either or both. Or neither or both. Huh. So maybe that is something to go on. So I fill this in, this area is empty, and then we pick up this. No, we don't pick up this, we get this. No, wait. If I fill this in, these are empty. And to finish the 6, I need this. And if I instead say this is empty, I have to fill these in. And like that, right? I don't see anything that was true in both cases here, right? This is where I kind of want to... I don't want to just be exploring this for ages and see what happens. I want to like get to a conclusion. I mean, filling this in seems really restrictive. Let's try it. So now we had nothing there. We need this. This 7 is finished. We have this. Now we can X all these out. And this 5 has something more happen to it, right? It needs 3 more, so it needs at least this one. Yes. So that finishes this. Huh. Oh, we can do the 6 now, nothing there, and that finishes this 9. There goes the 5. 8's done. Oops. Still not done up here, I guess. This 7 though needs more water, so there. That. 6 needs another water there, so it can't be here. It must be there. Whoops. Thanks for lighting up red. And this water must go down to there, and that's done. So I made a guess, and it was correct. But I could equally have made the other guess, and like I would have had to find a contradiction and back up, which is like, ugh. I don't know what I was supposed to... I'm just like not experienced enough with Aquarium to know what the right way to solve that was. Like in Star Battle, I mostly know the right techniques to solve at least computer-generated puzzles. Speaking of which, I made some puzzles of my own. The Star Battle Infinity app has a little like build your own puzzle thing. It was actually pretty cool. You know, they're not super hard, but they're also not super easy. And it's kind of neat to create puzzles. I have never done that before, but I understand Star Battle enough that I can put one together. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you guys like a smattering of puzzles. It's been a long video. Should we show another video? I don't know. Why not? Oh my god. How do I get back to the main menu? Oh, it's just down here. Like, what's something I actually know how to do? I mean, Skyscraper, I guess. Actually, I learned a lot about Slitherlink a long time ago. I wrote a program to solve Slitherlink that worked for... It doesn't work in general, but it worked for the ones that the particular generator I was using made. It was... What was the game called? It was some online flash grid called Loop the City, I think. Anyway, so this is... you have to draw a single contiguous loop through all the vertices here. And each number is how many must be adjacent to that many loop elements. So this 0 can't be adjacent to anything, of course. This 3 needs both of these because suppose you didn't have... Suppose we said, oh, well, it's not there. We couldn't connect the loop, right? So in fact, it needs both of them. Oh, there can't be one going here because that would dead end. And so the 2's finished. Likewise, this 2. Now, there can't be any here because that's a corner, and then it wouldn't be a loop. So that means this 2 is done. And this 3, we can't have one here because that would be a corner, and so the 3 is finished. 3 has to go there because that's just a thing that you learn about. I don't know, I guess I'll try to prove it, right? This can only turn either left or up. It can't do both. So one of these 2 is missing, which means these must both be there. So now we can finish the 3, and it has to go there to not loop on itself. This 2 can't be there or there because of this corner, so it goes like this around the 3. This has to continue up this way to avoid, to stay a loop. And it had to go past that too, so there you go. Uh-oh. Did I break it? No, because I can go down this way. There you go. Done. So that was an easy one. I don't know what the hard ones are like, but how hard can they be? I'm pretty good at this, right? Let's do a 10 by 10. Nothing around this 0. The 3's done. Goes like that. This 2 has to go there. This 2's done. These 2 3's next to each other need lines like that. That's just like a lemma that I remember. This is kind of interesting. I don't remember ever noticing this before, but a 3 arranged like this next to a 2, I'm pretty sure means there has to be one there, doesn't there? Because this line either goes up, forcing these 2, or else it goes down. Oh, and it doesn't force anything. Okay, great. Well, that's why I don't remember that. It's not true. Can't be anything there, I guess. Oh, this has to go a bit longer. Huh. Well, maybe choosing the hard one was a bit much, huh? I don't see anything obvious going on here. We have one of these 2 exactly. Oh, suppose we have exactly one of these 2, don't know which. But if it's this one, then we have to touch one of these 2 parts of the 1, right? And if it's this one, we also have to touch one of these 2 parts of the 1. So in fact, these are both not it. Huh, okay. Wait, that's not true. Yes, it is. Because if I go up this way, I can't turn left. Got it. I feel like this 2 is still important somehow now. If we go down, we have to fill in the 2 like this. Which is fine. We can go this way. And if we go up, we have to go like this. Does that mean we end up with this one either way? Yeah. This space here must be a line. Regardless of which way this breaks, whether down or up, we end up making this a mark, I think. Why? Why can't I go like this? Seems like I can, and I was just wrong, right? Yeah, that's why. Okay, so it's what I concluded about this one is not true. All right, clearly I wasn't ready to start hard, and I don't want this video to go much longer, so let's just do a normal, shall we? Nothing on these zeros. I surely will be able to do a normal. Yeah, that's all valid. I guess I'll X these out. This 2 has to go there, which is great because it goes quite far. These are dead ends now, so that's why I'm marking them off. We don't want to close the loop too early. This 3 is finished, and these 1s are now finished, which is very good news. That one has to go there. 2's done, so we're going this way. This space is now a dead end, so that finishes the 2, and we can wrap around this 3 chain. 2 goes there. Uh-oh, wait a minute. That's illegal. What did I do wrong? I'm not sure, but this was the right answer. I don't know what I did that was different. Yeah, now this loop has to not connect up. That 1's finished. The only way for this to escape through here is using this 1. I'm sure there's a simpler way to see that, but... yeah, which is this, I guess. The 3 has to go like that to get connected up. Oh, shit, I'm wrong again. What? I can see the solution to this area is this. I don't know why, what fallacy I applied that led me to come up with a different solution. No, that's legal. It could turn up. Not a dead end yet, because there's still an exit here. This 1 now finished. So is that 2, so we have to escape this way. Guess we gotta go that way, and that does the 1, which gives me this 3. 2 goes there. Up to connect up, this way to not loop. 3 is done. Now this is a dead end, so we have to go that way. This 2, because these are both done, right? This is a dead end, which means this is a dead end. This is, if we did this, they would connect up too soon, so let's not. Now this is dead end, so to finish the one we go there. Again, these two can't connect up, so we have to go that way. 2 goes like that. This now can't connect up, so we go this way. Done. Okay, well, I'm a little surprised that the hard ones are not trivial for me, but I guess you can make, like, I don't know. I've only played consumer grade Slitherlinks before. People who compete in puzzle competitions are much better at all this stuff than I am, I'm sure. And so it shouldn't surprise me that there are Slitherlinks puzzles that are hard for me. Anyway, so I don't know. What is this website? It's puzzle-loop.com? Wait, is that just... I have no idea. Is that the name of just this one puzzle? What's this one? Oh, wow. They just registered puzzle-foo for a bunch of things, right? Puzzleshingoki.com. You know, puzzleaquarium.com, apparently. So if you want to try these out, you know, you can find them there. Or, as I said, Simon Tatham's Portable Puzzle Collection, also very good. I think we're done with the puzzles for today. Maybe I'll revisit more puzzles later, but I just wanted to show you guys some of the more classic puzzles, since I attracted a bit of a Temetsi crowd who might be interested in these things. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.